Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 178 of the Planet Destiny podcast. I figured we had to start hearing the story of Nim's woes. he lost his voice having fun at a concert, as seems to be customary with that guy. Welcome back, everybody. We've got another fun show for you this week with a very special guest this time. The one, the only, the beardiest man we have seen since Mega Magwitch himself. Dammit2hell. What up,
I'll
brother?
be here until the actual guest shows up. So,
warming the seat for Ninja,
yes,
who has no beard.
I'm totally not
No
passing
beard ninja.
gas in his chair either.
That's what we call warming the seat, man. That's an old showbiz trick. What up, dude? Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, man.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
No, dude, it's wonderful to have you along. You are a very manly streamer, and we were happy to get you on the show. And, you know, whenever we have a guest here, we like to follow a set procedure here. We put you in the hot seat and give you a good old questionnaire. But I think you'll be fine. I think you can handle it.
Okay.
I see pizza on your shirt, so that tells me you're a man of culture and taste.
I am indeed.
Right in. That's right. Well, all right, man. So, like, we'll give you an opportunity. Who are you? What do you do? What kind of games you be playing, man? What is it you do?
I'm Dammit2hell. People say, why is your name Dammit2hell? Whenever I was born, my mom took one look at me and said, Dammit2hell, put it back.
Reroll.
Just put it back. It's not done cooking and something's wrong.
Sweet orange Jesus.
I actually got that name. That was my grandfather was my father figure, and he never, hardly ever hear him cuss. And the first time I ever remember hearing him curse, he said Dammit2hell, and it just kind of stuck. I took on that name in a whole different story, but I play video games on the internet. Destiny's my main game. I started with D1, trying to transition into some other games when D1 kind of went stale, and then came back when D2 launched. But my heart is and always will be with Destiny, but I'm, for the most part, a variety streamer. I play games very poorly under the guise that I'm actually helping chat learn how to not play the games. So if I die in creative ways, I hardly ever play the game the way it's meant to be played, but I just pass it all off like a tutorial. So
That's probably the most brilliant way to handle that I can think of. We all play games poorly. I've been doing it wrong all these years. That's it, chat. I'm just showing you what not to do. That's
exactly.
That's what I've been doing. That's how this career works.
Wink, wink.
There you go. So, you said you enjoyed your time a little bit, at least in D1, before that kind of got stale. What brought you to the Destiny franchise? I remember you're a fan of Borderlands, right?
Yeah, I actually had never played. I played the original Borderlands back when it first released, and I slept on Borderlands 2 because I was playing other games. And at the time, I was in a position of life where me playing video games was frowned on, aka my ex-wife hated it.
You're among friends.
So there's a lot of games in that era that I didn't get to play. But I came to Destiny. I got a PS4 back in December of 2014. And I've always been a fan of Bungie games, and it was in the store. I think The Dark Below had just dropped, and it was in the store on sale, and I picked it up on a Black Friday kind of thing, and instantly fell in love with it, and basically did as much as I could solo, and then started looking around the YouTube and Twitch. I actually discovered Twitch because of Destiny. I was trying to figure out how to do certain activities solo.
Really?
So yeah, if you look back at I think I registered for Twitch in January of 2015, and was a viewer for like a year and a half. But I don't know. I fell in love with it even before playing with like a formal fire team. Just I fell in love with the game, and it's all downhill from there, really.
That's incredible. So you're obviously a streamer now, a pretty successful one by any estimation. And so you learned about Twitch because of Destiny.
Yes.
You were looking for ways to solo things.
Yep. And oddly enough, I landed across Lucky and Butt Wipe was the first Twitch channel that I found. And they're all PvP.
Right.
So it's like, well, this is great, but when are you guys going to do the Nightfall, man? I want to see how to do this. And at the time, I bookmarked their page. I didn't realize, what an entity that Twitch was, that there were directories that I could drill down into and look at different games and all that stuff. So it was just kind of a whirlwind of visual information thrown in my face. I was like, I'm going to watch all these channels at once.
Right. That's incredible, because we always hear different stories for how people get into Destiny. And I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say that they discovered the entirety of Twitch, which probably had to be a mind-blowing experience. People are live streaming this video game on here. I can actually just go and watch.
Yeah, well, I knew that stuff like that existed. I was actually familiar with Justin TV just because I had a friend who lived on there. And I was that guy who was like, why the hell would I watch somebody play video games whenever I can play the video game myself? What a bunch of nerds. And then it came around full circle, and I am that nerd. So, hi, internet.
Dude, so that's incredible. Yeah, I identify right there with that. I remember when Twitch was Justin TV, because Twitch grew out of Justin TV. That's what it used to be. And I used to do the same thing. Like, I used to sit back and say, I enjoy playing video games. Why would I sit back and watch people play video games? Why would somebody sit back and watch me play video games? Lo and behold, you never know what's going to happen. So that's super interesting. So you talked a bit about Destiny 1. You jumped into that because you like Bungie games and whatnot. What pulled you out of the Destiny experience for a while? You said you played it until it got a little dry.
I played it all the way until after the last expansion.
Really?
After Rise of Iron. Yeah, just every day, 8-10 hours a day on stream, and then who knows how much off stream helping friends do stuff. I basically lived, ate, and breathed Destiny for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But then it got to the point where, with I think 1,500 plus raid completions and not being great at trials, I would just go in and do the whatever quick play playlist, and it kind of got boring to me, just Crucible every day, because I'm not that sweaty guy who runs in and kills everybody and goes, ha ha ha, I did that. I'm the guy in the corner going, stop shooting me. It's not fair. Ow, it hurts. Why are you so good? We have the same gun. I hit you.
That's certainly understandable. And I'd imagine probably a little bit of the same story when it comes to D2, huh?
Yeah, I was all about Destiny 2. The hype train was unreal. And I hit it hard the first 2 weeks, and I think like everybody hit it too hard, and then 2 weeks later was like, so now what do we do?
What are we doing?
So I did that for a while, tried to make it last, and then just ended up heading back over to Borderlands 2 for a while, which I think we went back for about 4 months, and then ended up getting partnered. But when Forsaken came out, it's been like old times. It's been my life again. It's like I'm gonna run this same strike 63 times tonight because I need that rocket launcher.
Need that on the roster.
It won't drop.
I finally got it after about 60 runs, which has been for all of the Nightfall specific loot. That was the most stingy. A lot of them I've gone in and gotten curated rolls within 5 runs, and people are just like, I hate this channel. I'm leaving. You suck.
That's streamer RNG at work.
Yeah, streamer RNG. That's what happens when you put the time into a channel. You get those streamer benefits. You get the secret loot pool. I must have missed my application for that. But yeah, so Forsaken, came out, kind of revolutionized the way Destiny 2 is sort of played. Really brought back that feeling from D1, the hobby experience of having something to do every day that you jump in and play with.
Yeah,
I think it's something that a lot of us would really agree with. So, would you say you have a favorite part of Destiny 2 right now when it comes to Forsaken?
The raid probably is my favorite part now because I'm still chasing gear on characters, as well as that damn 1,000 voices.
Doesn't exist. Not a real gun.
It's a unicorn. And we've helped people through the raid, and they've got it on their first try. I was like, all right, you're out. You're banned. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You're out of the clan. I'm not even in the clan. We'll send an invite. I'll like accept it and then kick you out.
Would you like an application?
How many clears are you at for Last Wish?
I'm only at like 15, but I feel like I've done enough work. It should be handed to me. It should just be given to me.
So, would you like to tell him?
So this week on Reset, after TBL stream, we got off, and I was like, "Hey, let's go to LFG. Let's knock out a couple of these raids." So we decided we found a group, and we were like, "All right, we're just gonna do Riven. We're gonna save all of these all of the keys, and on the last run, we'll burn them all.
Okay.
Not a single drop of the 1,000 voices. And
so that was what 24 keys or something.
Yeah. One dude had 37 clears, and he still hadn't received it yet.
That gun is a myth. It doesn't exist.
It does exist.
Not real. No,
it does exist.
No,
because I ran. So I'm learning the raid. I think this is my third clear this past week, and we were running with a buddy named Dreadnought who happens to not sleep. He's a great guy. He doesn't sleep. He's from Germany, and it was like I think it was like midnight our time, so it was like 6 a.m. for him when we finished it. But he got the 1K voices on his first try.
All right, TBL, we're taking mod away from Dreadnought in your stream.
Actually banned.
I immediately kicked him to orbit.
Yeah, I don't know who that person is, but screw that guy. Get him out of here.
Not a real person.
Yeah.
Not a real person. Yeah, us running it. First up, Nim, what, 23 clears now, man?
I'm on 22.
22 clears. He's never gotten it. It was just unreal having that many keys earlier this week, opening all those chests and not a single drop of it. Like, that gun doesn't exist. It's an actual myth. I think you're all in on the conspiracy, Dan. That gun's not real. You're just trying to get me to believe it's real so that I'll keep running raids.
I'll show you the VOD. And I'll be very upset about it myself.
That's
no, then I'm going to be mad at you, Dan. Anybody in chat, including you, Dammit, who's on that train with us, just I made that for us right there. That link in chat. That's us right there.
That joke isn't real. It's not real.
These are the thoughts that I have at like 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make that.
I'm gonna hit puberty.
Man.
Damn it!
Actual footage of Nim sitting in bed at 2 a.m. Yeah, so you're with company there, damn it. Damn it! I can't get that gun. I can't get it.
You know my favorite thing to do on Twitch is I'll just load into just a random stream, one that I've never been there before, and I'll just because I'm always working on something, so there's always somebody's stream playing in the background, and I'm just listening, and I'll wait. It may take 3 hours, but they'll go, "Damn it!" and I'm just like, "Yes." just and they're like, it was never meant to be that kind of troll, but it just works on so many levels. And people are like, I'll be in fire teams. Damn it. What? Nothing. Not you. Stop it.
That's beautiful.
What? That's pretty great.
That's appropriate dad humor. So, man, you made me lose track. I'm sitting here thinking about Wolverine holding that picture of 1,000 voices. Actual footage of Nimothy at 2 a.m. every night. Every night until he gets that gun. That's actual footage of him. So damn it!
Stop yelling at me.
This week we had a lot of interesting stuff going on in the world of Destiny. In particular, we had a Legend of Old finally would make its way back into the game. The Thunderlord. Can I get that AC/DC playing in the background? Did you get your hands on it?
Yes. Yep. And I actually have not unequipped it since. It's so much fun to just find as many thrall as you can and and do the old Jack Black. Come here! All over the place, man.
Yeah, so the Thunderlord quest finally dropped. We finished the murder mystery. Surprise. It was the Thunderlord that you get from it. While I'm not too fond of the steps that moved up to that, I absolutely love the quest that took us back to the spoilers. If you haven't done it yet, you got Cosmodrome. It took us back to the Cosmodrome, which was our starting point for Destiny 1. And I liked that mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good stuff. You know what's funny though is all of the same out of map spots from that period of the not the Scorn,
Rise of Iron.
Yeah. Rise of Iron era.
I can't think of the red stuff, what it was called.
Siva.
Yeah, the Siva era. All the same out of map spots are still there. So they just took that map and put it in, get out, and you can get out into the map and go out of the tunnel at the end area there
Really?
and see like stuff that was just left over. And it's like, I've been there. That's the divide.
wait. So like, is that area actually like rendered in the game?
It's not 100% as far as like the textures and stuff, but yeah.
But the physics
Oh,
are all
God.
there.
So either somebody was just lazy and just dropped it in, because to me that area didn't look as texturalized as the new stuff. So either they just dropped it in, or we're going back. He kind of hinted around, I don't know if you guys found all the scannables.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, why would the Siva? I mean, why would the Fallen leave this stuff here covered with tarps if they weren't planning on coming back? Question mark.
Unless they came back. They drop that line at the end when you go back to Amanda too, where she's like, I get the feeling this isn't the end of all this. So I'm gonna have to look that up, because I didn't even try to do any of the out of bounds stuff. I got so wrapped up in listening to the Wrath of the Machine Axis theme as I'm thunderlording down all these Fallen. I didn't even think to go through the out of bounds spots. I'm gonna have to go check that out, because I want to see.
I was watching a video on YouTube, and one guy managed to get out and get all the way back to the area where you first pick up the Kvastov.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I want to go there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Absolutely gonna have to check that out.
Totally did not reinstall D1 on PlayStation for a little while.
Wait, isn't the place where you get the Kvastov just blocked by a gate?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So you went around that?
Gate OP.
Please nerve.
Gate
Please
the
nerf
Invincible.
Apparently not. You can get around them. I'm definitely have to go check that out. I'm a sucker for out of map, like out of bounds exploration, just to see what's a little bit behind the curtain, what the devs are working on, the other kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I've always been that way, and that was a lot of what I did in D1. In that area with Crucible, and it's like, I bet I can jump up there. We're not going into Crucible tonight. We're gonna try to jump up on this one little rock for the next 5 hours.
That's right. It reminds me so much of that one insane weekend after the Taken King came out, when somehow this insane community figured out how to open up the door to the basketball court of Oryx. You guys remember that?
Yes.
Holy crap! That's probably one of my favorite weekends of people losing their minds only
to have Luke Smith go, we just kind of left that in
after
there.
waiting like 2 days, watching people streaming for 24 hours. Like, okay, maybe you have to slam dunk it in this order, and then finally going, nah, it's just a development area. There's nothing there. Still, that kind of stuff is incredible.
Got him.
Got it. Got him. Got him. I have to imagine somebody at Bungie was thinking that the entire time as they're giggling to themselves watching these live streams. But so damn it, I'll never not laugh saying that. But so obviously, you've got a pretty decent history with games here now. You talked about your love for Bungie and all that kind of stuff. What was really your first gaming experience? What got you into the medium?
Well, I'm 45 years old, so I've been playing since since consoles were a thing. Very first actual video game that I played that was not an arcade stand-up was, obviously Pong on the Intellivision.
Yeah.
In our local Sears department store, for whatever reason, I don't know if they just weren't set up for it. It got sent to them as a promotional, and the manager was like, we got a spot over there. It was in the automotive department of all places. So I would stand there. My grandfather went to Sears every weekend, and I was like, "Be sure you really read those labels, Grandpa, and pick out exactly what you need. I'll be over here. Please take your time. Don't rush your purchase." And just over here.
Man, that's crazy.
And oddly enough, the majority of a lot of my, because I grew up. I grew up in a single family mom who busted her butt but barely made minimum wage. So a lot of my early video game playing was at friends' houses or on display models in stores. So I feel like I was personally one of the reasons why the Kmart where I used to live decided to put the 10-minute timer on the NES when it first popped up, because I'd made it to like World 7-3, just standing there. There's 30 kids behind me and just watching. I was like, I don't care if you want to play or not. I'm not done. And then they implemented where you play for 10 minutes and it would just reset. You're like,
my progress.
feel like that's probably where speed runs came from. You poor kids, they couldn't afford the consoles. They just tried to play as much Mario as they could in Kmart in 10 minutes.
Oh man, is it weird that I completely identify with that?
No, not at all. I find it heartwarming.
Yeah, I mean, you brought back a flood of memories of like the local Sears when I was a kid, and they would have one arcade machine out in the back, right by the automobile section. And after a while, they built there was an arcade that opened up next to it, and I remember going to that all the time. Whenever my mom and dad were in Sears, shopping for adult things, I was over in that arcade, trying to play Mario and Pac-Man and Pong and Galaga and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then with as far as arcade games went, my mom worked at a fast food restaurant, and across the street was I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, a putt golf and games.
Yeah,
I had one of those.
And I became good friends with the lady and her husband that ran the place. So I would go hang out over there, and then during the summer I would do anything I could to make a few dollars. I was washing cars and cutting grass, and I would take on the weekends because we lived in a bad neighborhood. Mom's like, you're not staying at home by yourself. You come to work with me. So here I am, sitting in the booth at a fast food restaurant for 6 hours. So finally after weeks of pushing, I was an only child, so my mom was very overprotective. Don't hurt my baby. So finally convinced her to let me cross, that dangerous street to go over there and hang out. And I played every arcade game known to man for that time period, which was like 83 to 86 probably.
Right.
And so yeah, just a lot of Ghosts and Goblins, Excite Bike, Spy Hunter.
Oh, Spy Hunter, yeah.
Outrun. I played all the games.
Man, got a curated gaming history. So obviously there's a lot of history there. Do you have a favorite game of all time?
My favorite game of all time is OG Metroid on the NES.
Yo!
That was the first game I ever sunk significant amount of time into. And it had nothing to do with the fact that, you would play for 4 hours and write down your code specifically to the dot. And then when you put it in the game, it was like, that's not right.
What?
Start over.
Yeah. Oh, Mega Man used to do that back in the day. Oh, I hated that. Dude, Metroid, that's a beautiful game title. Wonderful game series. Probably one of my faves out there. Still waiting to hear more about Metroid Prime 4. But,
Same.
Gotta get it on the Switch. That's crazy, though. That's crazy. So, obviously a huge gaming history going back all the way to the days of arcades, the Atari, and all that kind of stuff. And here you are, streaming games like Destiny 2 and whatnot, and all manner of other things. Do you have a favorite game that you like to play right now?
Aside from Destiny, I am just so far embedded into Fallout 76 right now. Really? It's like I wake up in the morning and I want to play 76. I got to finish building my base, or I've been a fan of Fallout for a long time. So the people that are hating on it, I feel like, are the people who've never played a title. Because I mean, yeah, it's got the co-op element. There's no NPCs, but aside from that, it's Fallout at its purest.
Yeah.
I've got probably 30 hours solo play and probably 65, 70 with a group in the period in the week that it's come out. And I enjoy it just as much solo as I do with a group.
That's awesome.
That's got me right now. But I always still find a way to get 2 or 3 hours of Destiny in the day because those bounties are going to expire, damn it.
Gotta get them done.
I've got to finish that bounty. I've got 18 minutes.
Right on. I'm really happy to hear that because I have Fallout 76. I bought it, but I haven't played it. I haven't touched it yet. I've just been a little bit too busy with Destiny and a bunch of other things going on right now. So
yeah,
I'll put you on the spot.
Okay.
Sell me on Fallout 76. I am a Fallout fan. I've played basically all of the Fallout games, even back to the super old text-based ones. Sell me on 76. What am I missing here?
I mean, I don't know what you're missing. The biggest concern for people that come into my channel are like, how do I play this game and not get killed? Because you've got the PvP aspect to it. But the good thing is the map is very large. They say it's 4 times bigger than any previous map. When you pull it up, it doesn't look big, but when you consider the fact that you've always looked at it on a Pip-Boy,
yeah,
it's actually a very large map. And I think there's only like 25 people can be in an instance at a time. So the odds of you running into somebody, if it's not at an actual event, are pretty slim unless you're just looking for somebody to harass or vice versa. If someone tries to initiate PvP with you and you're just like, no, I'm not feeling that right now, you just ignore them, and and it never initiates. They can probably over the course of a half hour shoot you to death, but they wouldn't have any ammo left because it does such minimal damage. But I mean, if you're into exploring and just walking around aimlessly, letting OCD do its thing, it lives up to it being a Fallout game. The first one I played was 3, and just fell in love immediately. But it's at its core, it's Fallout without a lot of NPCs, but with a ton of exploration. You can build a base and actually pack it up. So if you don't like your camp being here anymore, you can just pack it up, and it's like a port-a-fort in Fortnite. It's just and it's there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know any other way to put it. It's Fallout at its purest with a PvP element if you want it.
Have you played Ark?
I have not, but I have a lot of friends who stream it, and I've watched.
Because I've always wondered if like Fallout 76 crosses that survival aspect that Ark has, because
it does too. You have to watch out for your obviously your radiation, but you have a survival element with having to keep up with your food and your drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then as a result, how much radiation you receive from eating that. So if you get thirsty and ignore it, you'll die. I don't think it's as extensive and in depth as Ark is, though, just based on what I've seen of Ark.
What about like? Because I'm curious about it as well. I mean, I like Fallout. I started late with Fallout. I started with New Vegas.
Okay.
What about like the level up, like the actual like what is it called? Yeah. Like what's the incentives of leveling your character up?
Well, you can build your character basically any way you want. It kind of expands on the Fallout 4 leveling system where you're presented with a lot of different options. In 76, you open up card packs, which it's perk cards, and as you level up, it'll say these are your new cards, and you can combine those cards. Say if you have 2 level 1 of these cards, you can combine them and make them a level 2, and it adds additional attributes. But you get I think someone said you can level all the way up to 50 into your special stuff before you stop getting points to add, but then you can just keep on leveling past that. But there's a lot of different builds that you can make. Like buddy that I'm playing with, he's a melee character, and if he showed me a weapon last night that did like 83 damage for him, but it was doing almost 300 for him just because of the perks that he had. So it seems like the opportunities for how you build your character are pretty endless.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Definitely seems like a really interesting game, kind of like an expansion on top of what was built with Fallout 4, which is a long way. The series has come, Fallout 76 is such a crazy evolution of the original turn-based, open world game that Fallout 1 provided. Now it's multiplayer, I love that aspect of it. So I've been really kind of looking for an excuse to jump into it. I just haven't had the time, but
yeah,
might have to, because everything I've seen of it, will be fair, it definitely looks like a normal Bethesda buggy mess, but it looks like the fun Bethesda buggy mess that most Fallout and Elder Scrolls games are. So that's right.
Yeah, I've not seen any game breaking bugs on my end. I played the beta and then I played the full release. I'm playing on PC. I know a lot of people on console are having horrible issues with performance. Apparently they've addressed that and it's coming in a patch very soon, possibly tomorrow. I'm not sure. So I sympathize with them. Once NVIDIA released a Fallout specific driver, it runs smooth as butter for me. I actually went in and edited my INI file and changed the FOV to 100 instead of the, I think 70 it was default, and that made a world of difference. I mean, I would say if you're a fan of Fallout, you'll probably enjoy this game. Maybe not as much as you did New Vegas or 4, but you'll like it.
I actually liked New Vegas a lot more than I did 4.
And it's kind of, I guess, there's so many different ways you could play the game as well. You can go in and just be a good guy and help people out because we've run across people and just dropped them stuff, and you can trade in the game, so that's cool.
I just wonder what kind of end game a game like that is going to have.
I don't know. There are public events, and we've run across some level 50 enemies, and we were like, yeah, we're not ready to fight that big guy. And there's at least once per stream you'll hear me go, run! the ground has started shaking and something really bad has happened. So
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm kind of excited for the private servers that are supposed to be coming, because I feel like that would introduce a whole new level of like role-playing type stuff like people do with GTA.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I would be interested in seeing how that, and probably even taking part in something like that. Just creating a character and stepping outside the vault for the first time and acting it all out.
Yeah, it
That'd
seems
be
like
interesting.
the kind of environment where you can really create your own adventures, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that within the Fallout universe. It's funny. I was just reading a news story earlier today about I guess in one server 3 players set off nukes all at once.
Oh god.
Needless to say, it broke the game. Probably not meant to happen, and it's just like that's just a wild thing that only people on the internet would do, and that's something that I would certainly love to take part in. I would like to drop multiple nukes on a game server just to see if it can handle it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some time to check it out. Definitely. Probably gonna do it on PC though, because
Yeah,
you don't want to do that on console, man.
So now that I've successfully and inadvertently made a Destiny podcast about Fallout, next question.
Love it. Oh, we love the derivativeness. I think that's all the questions I had in mind. Do any of our other hosts have anything they'd like to ask? Damn it!
I just want to say it was a pleasure to meet him at Guardian Con this year. It was great.
Yes, absolutely.
Really, I missed you at Guardian Con. I don't think we got to meet there.
I was a hot mess at Guardian Con. Not for the obvious reasons. I was struggling with a really bad bout of sciatica, so I spent the majority of my time at the con trying to make my way from one seat to the next.
Oof.
Because at one point I couldn't be on my feet for more than 5 minutes without just wanting to scream. So as a result, I was not my normal roamy self, because I'm like, at the cons, I'm like, whenever you're in the store with your mom and she's looking for you, but she's like 30 feet ahead of you and you guys are just like circling each other. That I'm normally just all over the place, but I feel like everybody's like, no, but I felt like I was kind of standoffish. I was like, just walk with me, we'll go sit down. But it was rough.
No, you were great. It was fun.
So yeah, it was. I was in. It was like an Indiana Jones movie, The Search for Chair.
Guardian Con was fun. We'll see.
Part of being an old man, I guess.
Or being at a convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
my
on.
feet hurt so bad after Guardian Con.
Oh, it was rough. Like, I needed to sit after a while because that was a lot of walking around to do. Even when we were sitting at the panel.
Mm-hmm. Whew.
That was a lot of standing, people. Conventions are
Yeah.
nice, so keep them to like a 2 to 3 hour thing, and then go about your business. Don't stay there all day. Well, all right.
It was sad because I looked at Twitter after the fact and I see pictures of people that I didn't even realize were there and that I would have loved to have talked to or met, and then it's like, well, sorry. Next year. And it was the same. I felt 100% better at TwitchCon, but it was still like so many people. I was like, I didn't even know you were there.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. God. You can't always meet everybody. I know I certainly didn't. Like,
yeah.
Mega, if you're watching this, I ain't mad at all that I ditched y'all. It was like 6 hours that we were there. I had to go home, brother. I'll catch you guys next year. Well, all right. What do you guys say we get into some D2 topics for the week? We've got a couple.
Let's go.
Right on. So, as we already spoke about, Thunderlord dropped this week. I think everybody here has had a chance to get it. Let's do a quick round table of what everybody thinks about the weapon, starting with Baby Nim, who has himself muted right now. That's why I called on him first.
I hate you.
You gotta make it.
Thunderlord, it's fucking awesome, dude. Like, if there's a way to bring back like D1 exotics, Thunderlord is a fucking shining example of how to do it, while retaining the originality of the feel and the visuals of the weapon, but enhancing its perk.
Yeah.
And like making it even more awesome. I was doing dailies sometime early on this week, and I was just kind of farming it to do the flashpoint, and I shot one target, and then that lightning blast like just chained off every other ad that was behind him, and it just like, cleared all that, and it looked so dope to just see like that lightning just crash down over and over again. Like that is how an exotic should feel and look, you know, like it feels awesome. I love what they did with it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's great. It's. I think you're absolutely right when it comes to bringing back old exotics, which I think we can all agree. Bungie's on that track now. We're gonna get new stuff, but they're gonna continue bringing back stuff from D1. And you know what? They should. They honestly should. I have no problem getting my babies back from D1. Waiting. Word is Black Armory. I'm waiting for the last word to pop up in game because I need it right now. But Thunderlord is a great example for how to do that. Got an awesome quest for it. The weapon is fantastic. It builds on what it had in D1, and it actually solves one of the big problems it had in D1. Thunderlord, after year one, when the Taken King rolled around, it had one big problem in that you could never actually get to the maximum rate of fire of it because you ran out of ammo too quickly. And the magazines got nerfed and all that kind of stuff. That's solved in this game. You can ramp up your rate of fire pretty quickly, but with stuff like Rally Barricade, Lunafaction Rifts, you can really take advantage of the damage that this thing pulls out. And Thunderlord, it's such a versatile gun. You can use it for ad clearing. It's incredible for that. One shot kills most red bar enemies, and then that lightning bolt actually does a significant amount of damage to anything within a close radius. So Nim's absolutely right when he says you go up against a bunch of Thrall, drop one shot, everything blows up. And there's nothing that feels like it in the game. Just going into a room and being like everything down. It's a good feeling. It's a powerful gun. And then it's also super useful against bosses. The sustained DPS you can put out with Thunderlord is great. Sure, it'll be out damaged by Whisper of the Worm eventually. It's still really good. It's really good sustained DPS. And the Rain Havoc perk, which is the lightning bolts that drop down either when you get a kill or like every 10 shots on a single enemy. It's like 10 to 15 shots. It actually stuns things like crazy. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah. I love shooting an ogre with it.
Oh, it just shuts them right down. You can
He's like, oh!
Yeah, stop with that smelly pushing beam.
I used it on Riven this week, and we almost one-floored him. Like, but not everybody was using it. But holy shit, dude, it was wonderful. And I was like, oh man, I wonder what this is gonna be like against Vorgoth, because I still don't have my solo Shattered Throne clear. But like, I'm imagining it's gonna be quite wonderful DPS wise against him. And it also solves my issue that I've had with the Axiom darts, with them coming right at me.
Right.
I was trying to use Whisper to crit off them in order to like hit him with the white nail perk, but with Thunderlord, I really just need 5 bullets or like 4 bullets to get through those, and then just hacksaw him in half with lightning and thunder. And I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and the lightning bolts might even pop some of those as he's spawning them, because it drops right overhead. You can just sit there and stun lock bosses over and over again, because the lightning bolt actually deals more damage than a single precision shot from Thunderlord, and it's nice to just go up against a boss and just completely stop them from attacking by landing those crits and shutting them down. It's great.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good against Ribbon. I was amazed by it.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, and I'm happy. I'm happy that heavy machine guns are back in the game, and as we're getting this class, this was supposed to be kind of like a build up into Black Armory. I'm pretty sure this quest line is going to be maybe not continued, but certainly referenced when we go into the content for Black Armory. if we were going to be getting heavy machine guns back, this was a great way to introduce them. Because I've been seeing a lot of Thunderlords in PvP. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, well, Bungie went full Oprah with the Thunderlords. They gave everybody a Thunderlord and then said, "All right, Iron Banner's open." Wink, wink.
Yeah. That's definitely a thing. Almost makes me wonder, like, rather than Iron Banner, why not just give everybody Mayhem? If you want to go full crazy, Bungie.
Oof.
But have you been playing?
I love the Thunderlord.
Oh, it's great. In PvP,
I'm the guy. If you ever fly into to Mars looking for a public event and you can't figure out why there's so many unattended EPs going on, it's because I fly in, I start one, I shoot one thrall, and go, and then I fly back to orbit and come back and do it again.
Feels good. It feels real good. It's a good feeling gun with a great ability that's well worth the time of Guardians out there. I do have to note that the quest is only going to be available until the 27th, when the season of the Outlaw comes to a close. So if you want to get a free Thunderlord, go talk to Amanda, get that quest done now. After that, it's just going to be added to the normal exotic loot pool, so you'll have to have RNG if you want to become a mighty Lord of Thunder. So make sure you get on that.
It takes 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If
seriously.
you're playing Red Dead, Fallout 76, if you're playing anything else right now, just to kind of like get your fix on something else, 20 minutes of your time gets you Thunderlord right now. Do it.
Definitely
Can you
worthwhile.
go
Why
through
not?
now and do all three of the quests?
Yes.
At one time? I figured you could.
Also, so I started playing again on my Xbox, which I do not have Forsaken for, and I was given the quest as well.
Really?
Yeah. So
Yeah, because that whole event was made available for everybody, regardless of its
Right.
expansion.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't even matter what your level is. Go grab
It's worth it.
No excuse.
it's worth it either way.
It's a great gun. You're going to want it in your inventory. But moving on from there, we talked a bit about this quest going away on the 27th. Not only is the Thunderlord quest going away, this entire season of content is going away on November 27th. That's right, Season 4 is finally coming to an end on the 27th, and then thus will begin the new season, the Season of the Forge, Season 5. And we learned a couple things about the Season of the Forge this week in the TWAB, didn't we?
Yep.
We're
That
gonna be
we
having,
did.
We got the official release date of a incoming annual pass DLC pack, didn't we?
We did. We learned when the season comes to a close and the new one starts, and when the next I guess it's not an expansion content batch
Right.
drops on. So the new season of the Forge starts on the 27th, and then Black Armory drops on December 4th.
4th. That's real soon, Guardians.
Real
Yeah, it's
coming
like
up.
just 2 weeks and 2 days.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's just a few
Yeah.
weeks away, which I don't want to say is too much of a surprise. You know, Destiny DLC generally releases on like the first or second week of December, but we're really close to this, and they haven't told us anything about it. Anything about Black Armory.
So that both excites me and worries me.
Okay.
Just
Why
'cause
why does it worry you first off?
it just worries me because we've had information given to us in the past before where it's like the most rewarding public event in Destiny history.
Tokens in a
Tokens in a
token.
blue. And then at the same time, it's exciting because you want to go in there with a blind eye and not know what kind of rewards are coming or what exotics are in. It's one of the mysteries of Destiny. What makes the game exciting. So that's where I'm standing right now with Black Armory. I'm excited and worried at the same time because it's just like because we haven't had a format like this for Destiny ever.
Right.
You know, like they've detailed what is kind of like a little bit what's coming with Black Armory, but again, it's like we don't know if that's gonna have like the longevity. We don't know what the new activity is going to like.
It got a new name, right? Like the Light
Yeah.
Forges or something like that.
I can't remember the name. I'm sure somebody in chat will be able to drop the name for us here. But
It's the season of the Forge, but it's still called Black Armory, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the season is called the Season of the Forge, because we have different seasons: season 1, 2, 3. They started giving them names with Forsaken. We're in the season of the Outlaw right now.
Currently.
And we're moving into the Season of the Forge, and we actually learned the name of the other seasons that are coming too. We know about the Season of the Drifter, which is going to be starting on March 4th, and then after that we have the release. Of course, the Drifter one is tied to Joker's Wild,
and it's going to be the best one, of course.
Says
All
Dredgen
right,
Min.
all right, all right.
Wink,
All
wink.
right,
I know
all
what you're
right,
talking
all
about. But yeah, so that's probably going to be starting sometime in March, because that's when the Season of the Forge is going away. And then after that, we have Penumbra, which is the mysterious one that they refused to tell us anything about, which they didn't even tell us the name of the season, but they might have made a little bit of a mistake, because if you go to the Bungie or like the Blizzard website and go to the annual pass page, it just straight up tells you it's Season of the Shadow, which has some interesting lore connotations there. You get to see Benedict and
There's a picture of Benedict. It's like,
gotta be Callus
But
based.
is it
stuff.
Benedict? Because Anon
like-
was saying that he's missing the token on top of his head in the illustration that he has.
Might be true.
Yeah.
This
Right,
dude's
right.
got a
So-
sword.
He's got a
Yeah.
big sword. Looks like a katana, actually. But
Yeah.
it's definitely Callus based. The Cabal Empire there, and with the name Season of the Shadow, are we becoming Shadows of Callus, Nim? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, I believe so.
Weren't
I mean,
we?
it's implied
it's
in
going to
the
be
armor.
a big shadow.
It's in
Big baby.
in the armor that you get for the raid. It's like Callus is basically almost kind of like training you to be one of his shadows. And I'm saying this very loosely. It's just heavily implied in there, just in case any of our lore friends is like objection. So
Anon Pig.
yeah. So.
Yeah, there's certainly some interesting stuff there. But we're rolling on up to December 4th, and I'd imagine I'm not too worried about them not saying anything about Black Armory.
Mhm.
They did a really good job with Forsaken, and so
Yeah.
I'm imagining that we're not going to have another D1 to D2 experience here, where
I mean,
stop doing the thing that works, right?
They did a good job with Age of Triumph.
They did a very good job with Age of Triumph, and so
and then not.
I'm hoping that's not going to be the case here. They've earned back some goodwill with Forsaken, and I'm excited for the content that's supposed to be dropping within Black Armory. And
yeah,
I know we're supposed to be getting a Vidoc on November 27th, right?
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah,
that day.
That day, and they're probably going to be having some kind of ride-along live stream. Don't quote me on that. That's just what they usually do with these DLCs. But we should be learning. We should be learning some of the things that we'll be getting in Black Armory at least then, which is going to be a little weird, because that means they'll be enlightening us a week before release.
I'm honestly kind of anticipating or hoping that there'll be some type of in-game announcement that'll kind of lead up to it, like something will just pop that nobody's expecting and be like, oh, there's a new quest, and then it just kind of leads us right into, and then you finish that up, and then there's a marker on your director for a trailer or something.
How they used to do it.
So they keep talking about these. They keep talking about these bubble locations that we're going to be going to each one of these seasons, with each one of these little tiny DLC packets that we get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how big do you think that those those bubble locations will be? Do you think it'll be like, hey, bubble location, here's the entire EDZ, or like just like a tiny little 4, like maybe 3 mission section of a map? What do you guys think?
I guess that just depends on if they reuse content or locations, or if they introduce something new. I would imagine if it's a new location, it'll probably be like a 5 mission kind of thing with a whole bunch of side quest stuff. And if it's something reused, then I feel like they could probably fit a lot more in there since they don't have to build as much. But
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like where Forsaken put Destiny, as long as they don't change any of the core stuff where it is now, which I think they'd have to be stupid to do considering how much praise Forsaken has gotten. But
Yeah.
who knows?
Crazy things have happened.
I feel like everything going forward is going to be very nice because we've got Black Armory coming, and then we'll have the winter event, which is what is it? The
Dawning. Yeah.
The Dawning, yeah, which will carry us into March. So I feel like so far there's been a steady flow of content to keep you busy. I can't imagine the people that in D1 I was Xbox and PlayStation, and in D2 I'm only PC, and I can barely keep up with the 3 characters that I've got. So my condolences go out to the service stream to carry all 3 platforms.
Yeah, rest in peace. I don't know how people have time to do all that. That's a lot of content to blow through every single week. But,
I'm just now getting around to my Xbox. After an entire season. Say what?
I thought you said goodbye to the Xbox.
Well, I turned it into a very expensive Blu-ray player. But no, I didn't say goodbye to it. But I did start playing again on it. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's man, I just want cross save so bad.
Right?
I just want that so bad.
I don't know how they manage it now with D2. Everybody's already got split accounts, but it would be. I'd be back on PS4 raiding with people if I could have cross save. I can't go back because I stopped playing PS4 during Curse.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go through all of Curse, all of Warmind, all of Forsaken on 3 separate characters. Ain't happening. That's not gonna happen.
I didn't even bother getting Forsaken on console, and I didn't even play Warmind on PS4. The only thing that would really bring me back to console would have to be, I can deal with a 30 FPS, that's fine, but I've got to have an FOV slider because I don't like feeling like I'm inside of my Guardian. It's sometimes it makes me nauseous just feel like you're that close to the screen, and it's just. I lost a lot of raiding friends on PS4 when I decided to go to PC, but the first time I loaded it up on PC, I was just like, I'm home. Where can I put my bags? I'm just going to lay this here. Can I put a lamp over there in the corner? It's so much. Oof, I get tingly thinking about it.
Which, I mean, by the way, I think Destiny 2 was free until today on PC, right?
Yeah.
Last day.
I hope you Guardians took advantage of that, because by the time you're seeing this VOD, it'll be beyond the 18th. I really hope you took advantage of it. Even if you don't think your PC could have handled it, might as well download it and have it, just in case you wind up upgrading later, because it's tough to explain. It is a completely different experience playing on PC from what you experience on console. The FOV, the frame rate. The frame rate alone is such a quality of life increase that I really can't even begin to describe it to you. You just have to jump onto it and experience it for yourself. You'll understand. For all the people who are always mad at me, whenever I stream, everybody's like, when you coming back to PS4? When PS6 comes out and you can run this game, beyond 30 FPS. It's once you step onto that PC platform and experience how smoothly the game runs, it's really hard to give up the FOV, to give up the 200 FPS.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what it is now, but I think it was last week, in addition to being able to get D2 free, the base game, you could get Forsaken, which obviously, if you don't know in chat, that's Warmind, Osiris, and Forsaken, and it was $30.
Yeah, it was on sale.
I think it's probably back up to 39 now, but still, you're getting a lot of content. I would love to go back and do base vanilla D1 with the changes that are in place now, just to see how much different the game plays. And I would probably honestly do that at some point, but even at $40, that is
that's a good deal.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's that was just too good to pass up, being able to get Forsaken for less than $40 and then not having to pay for the base game. getting all that content on, the platform that PC is, whew, that was a good deal. But I'm sure other deals will come by that later. We've got Black Friday coming up. We've got holiday season rolling in, so there will be no lack of opportunities for you to get the game if you haven't jumped back in. And for all the Guardians out there who might have played through D2 Year 1 and maybe jumped out of it because it wasn't that great of an experience, if you can get Forsaken on sale, absolutely recommend it. 100% recommend it. It is, it's really revolutionized the way D2 plays, and it's in such a better spot right now that it's almost incomprehensible that this is the same game we got launched last year.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend it. Oh, I don't even remember what the question was there. Something about world spaces in DLC.
Oh, yeah. About the bubble spaces.
Right. I agree with Dammit.
Yeah.
I think if they're gonna create a new world space, it's probably not gonna be that large. This is a $10 DLC, so temper your expectations there. But if they are going to be bringing back old world spaces, which, remember, there's plenty of hints towards that. We've got the audio logs and the files in the game right now that hint towards us going back to old patrol zones. Then yeah, we might get maybe the Cosmodrome, maybe Venus, stuff like that back. I could see that happening.
Okay. Yeah. That's just something that has come across my mind in recent days when thinking about this, and especially after seeing what they did with the Thunderlord quest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
they proved they could.
It's pretty bonkers. Pretty bonkers. So
an old conspiracy Nim hit me up after he finished that. So when you were running the Thunderlord quest, did you see what it said? No, Nim. What did it say? Leave the Cosmodrome. Question mark.
Did you guys find all the 5 spots?
Yes.
For ghosts? All right, cool.
I
a lot of
found
cool
4.
there. Yeah, there's 5.
The one that I missed was the bus.
Yeah, the bus station with the dead
that's
bodies.
The one I missed.
That was a cool mission, man. I loved it. I love being able to go back to the Cosmodrome. That's my home. That's where I drop my bags. In every way you're thinking of right now. Style on some dregs there. But all right, do we have anything else to say about Black Armory? We got any hopes for that DLC?
I just want it to be good. Honestly, if it can be good, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I would be fine with it being a small scale DLC as long as there's a lot of new guns and stuff to grind for.
Yeah.
Because even if they only give us 3 new missions, if they drop 30 new weapons into the game, even just legendaries, then that gives you something to grind for. Even 15 new weapons, because you're going to want to grind for that variant that you want the role. But that will as long as it's not Curse of Osiris. I don't ever want. I wanted to start a GoFundMe right now to have just Mercury just removed from the game entirely.
Just replace it with a better planet.
Yeah, if they just moved it off to the side and if something happened, you have to scroll way up to the top right to even find it, and then after you click on it, the game's like, "Are you sure?
Really?
You need a public event? Have you got 45 minutes to spare to wait for it to show up?"
It was just, let's start a GoFundMe or a petition or something to replace Mercury with Venus, even if it's just Venus content from D1.
Yeah, even if it's just a picture of Venus, and when you click on it, it doesn't even go anywhere. It's just
it just plays the same cutscene. The I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain cutscene over and over.
Wait,
I will
hold
take
on.
that.
Wait, weren't we here already? That's weird.
Doesn't matter. I'll take that over having to go to Mercury on a Flashpoint week. But yeah, so damn it, do you I think you hit on something important there. A lot of loot. That's always been one of the perennial issues with content in Destiny. How much loot it's adding to the game, because ultimately, while all the content they add is fun, the new missions, the new world spaces, the new strikes, you're running it for loot. And we've actually spoken with individuals in the know, and they've spoken about how that's always one of the hardest things to do, trying to create enough things for players to grind for, because the Destiny community is kind of insane. We go through every last bit of content very quickly, and I can imagine that must be maybe not a source of frustration, but a source of stress for Bungie
Yeah.
devs who have to figure out exactly what to put in the game. At this point, with Black Armory looking the way it is, it looks like it's going to be kind of a love letter to some of the weapons from D1. And, you know, it's all about, you know, a crazy gunsmith and the insane weapons and whatnot that he's built. I wouldn't even be mad if they just lifted a lot of the assets and weapons and armor from D1 and finally just brought it all back into the game. We have a couple from D1 that are in the game right now. Famously, Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten. That's a weapon model from D1. I would not be mad if they did that. If they just took a lot of the weapon models and armor models from D1, started bringing them over into D2.
Yeah, that was the only complaint with Forsaken is that, you know, it brought a ton of content.
Yeah,
but I feel like it brought in like maybe 6 weapon or 6 armor sets, and that was it. And then, you know, maybe 20, 30 weapons, which, you know, the weapons is fine, but at this point
was
I've got the goals that I want.
Yeah, one of which was an armor set from D1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the PoE.
Actually, 2 of them are Tangled Web and the Prodigal.
Yep. Yeah, one of them's the Prison of Elders set, and the other was like one of the starting legendary sets from D1.
That was the Varix set, I believe.
Yeah.
The
Judgment
you got from Varix.
So, but the thing is, there's a fine line between this too, because you have like, I personally wouldn't be mad if they did that. If they were just like, here's like 40 new weapons, they're all reskins, but they have different random rolls and everything. You ride that fine line between me, the person who thinks that, and the person who's like, oh, these are all reskins, old content. You're paying for old content.
Yep.
Like,
that's gonna happen.
Yeah. So like, it's got to be tough for them to decide what to do in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many different ways you can make a scout rifle look. So I mean, I understand what they're dealing with on their side, but you know, I can have a gun that looks just like, you know, another NITC from D1, but you know, if it's got a badass perk, then I don't care what it looks like.
Same. Yeah. Fun gun to use. The aesthetics don't really matter too much to me unless they're like, gosh, what was that gun that was added in, like, was it Warmind that just completely obscured your vision? Oh no, it was West of Sunfall. West of Sunfall in Curse of Osiris was like the recoil pattern shot up and blocked your screen.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's definitely, part of that is definitely a valid concern. You know, people want new stuff. I can understand the appeal of that. Personally, I don't have any problem with D1 stuff coming back. I've made that clear on this show. Yeah. But yeah, that's got to be a tough line to walk for Bungie devs and their artists and whatnot, because making entirely new content, entirely new weapon models and rigs and all that kind of stuff undoubtedly has to take more time than being like, well, all right, we've got like 600 unique weapon models in D1, only about 30 of which we brought into D2. Let's just grab those.
Yeah.
Not an easy thing to balance, I'd imagine.
Right. I don't know. It's such a fine line. We'll just have to see what happens. I'm excited to see what comes with Black Armory. But
Same, super same. And hopefully we'll be learning a bit more about that in the coming weeks, because we're rolling on up to that deadline. December 4th is just right around the corner. We've got to learn something about it soon.
I still need to finish my 3rd Infamy reset to get the Ghost, so I don't have to start over, so I can get my dredging.
Oh, well, thankfully, you're going to have plenty of time to do that this week, because we've got another double, triple week. Don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think starting, what is it, on the 20th?
The 20th at 9 a.m. PST. That's noon Eastern. On November 20th through November 23rd at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. PST. You have double Infamy, and then from that point until to be determined on November 27th is going to be triple Infamy.
To be determined, probably meaning reset on November 27th.
Yeah. Or they're just like, you know what? We're going to drop a trailer that day. You kids have a ball. Enjoy the rest of the day.
You know, like Dammit said, he hopes that, you know, we just get some big surprise announcing it. Because that's kind of like what they did with The Dark Below, as I recall. We just kind of loaded in one day, and boom, there was this trailer on the director, and it's like, what's this? Oh shit, Crota woke up! And then, you know, then they went into their advertising period. And I think we talked about this last week. The 27th is a full curse week.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we're going to be visiting a very special lady's bedroom that week.
Oh man!
You think that might be where stuff happens, where the lead into Black Armory begins?
Well,
if it's anything like my bedroom, magic never happens.
Well, it is interesting because like the last time we saw her, she was like, "Hey, you're going to need to scamper off, Guardian, because the next like my next guest, is not
light,
isn't friendly to bearers of the light. So either A, we're going to meet that person after 3 weeks, or B, that would be the perfect lead-in for the Black Armory.
What I'm saying is it could happen. Certainly could be the case. By the way, I went and looked. The activity we're getting with Black Armory is the Lost Forges. It used to be called Forges of the Chain back on the development roadmap. They changed it to the Lost Forges. Interested in learning what that is. But yeah, November 27th, a lot of things are going to be going down that week. Like we just said, it's going to be a double, triple Infamy week coming up right now. That's ending on the 27th. So if you Guardians out there haven't finished your Gambit grinds, this is your opportunity to do so. Get it done.
What if Mara's next visitor is just completely something different, and that just adds another mystery onto Destiny? Like, what if it's like a brief glimpse at like whatever race is on those pyramid ships, and like the moment we step into her throne room, like it just like wisps away.
Oh my god!
And it'd just be like, what does it mean? I mean, because we already saw that she had the triangle ships on her
on the desk there,
and they're not really fond of the Traveler.
No. And I don't know, Nim. I don't know if I like the idea of her consorting with Space Doritos.
I mean,
I'm not sure I'm a fan of that.
She's out for herself.
Yeah.
Pretty obviously, yeah.
So we'll see.
Gonna be an interesting week, one way or the other.
Heck yeah.
Was there anything else announced this week? Oh, we've got that raid along getting ready to happen, no way.
Yeah. The raid along's coming up this week. Tomorrow on the 19th.
Yeah. Here we go.
That should be really interesting. That's going to take place at 10 a.m. PST, so 1 p.m. Eastern, on twitch.tv/Bungie. So I think who all's on that team? I know Jogoroth, Cosmo. I think those are two of them that are confirmed. I think I saw a tweet earlier this week that said that if there's a wipe, then Cosmo gets fired.
Oh no, not again. Cosmo's job always in danger.
Speaking real quickly of the new season coming up, the last stream that Bungie had was the Bungie bounty on Gambit. We learned that in the next season there's going to be a Gambit pinnacle weapon.
That's right. Something like the Luna's Howl or the Redrix's broadsword. Gambit's getting its own version of that, which is neat.
I'm like super stoked to see what that could be, dude. Because like I feel like all of the Gambit weapons are solid, and personally, I felt like at least I thought Malfeasance was the like pinnacle weapon for Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it has all of its utility lies in Gambit. So yeah, I'm stoked to see what they have in the works.
You also have the RNG aspect of it, though. You know what I mean? Like much like some of the titles that we're seeing, like a lot of the titles that we're seeing, a lot of Malfeasance is being able to get that taken butthole to show up.
Correct.
And so, but like to show true skill in it, with it being like, if it's a pinnacle weapon in that regard, such as what we've seen in Crucible, that's really interesting to me. I can't wait.
Yeah.
What are you going to do if it's better than Malfeasance?
Probably use that and then just have my power slot waiting until that weapon that doesn't exist takes
better than Malfeasance. So like every other gun?
Malf, I will have you know, Malfeasance is great in Gambit if it's just one person that's using it.
Cadence is great in Gambit if one person's using.
If one person, because like my typical Gambit loadout is just Malfeasance, Akilos, and a linear.
Yeah.
Just because like Malfeasance melts through the blockers, I get to keep my Akilos for envoys and linear for the invaders. Like I'm set.
Right. I'll just clutch my Queen Breakers.
Oh, I just got that to drop for my Cora today.
Oh no!
Tell me you immediately went into Gambit with it.
I did, and I was like, guys, I got this. I got Queen's Breakers. I'll get the heavy and jump through the portal because we all know the PvP god that I am. And so I jumped through. I aimed at a guy, missed him entirely, even outside of that box, and then immediately got rocketed in the bunghole. It was great.
Excellent. I'm sure they
no skill Danfinity over here. Cheers.
What scope were you using, Dan?
I the marksman scope.
Don't
do that one.
Use a combat.
Got it.
Gambit maps usually don't need the marksman. They're designed for the combat scope to just like work on almost every map.
Basically, I ran it stock. As soon as it dropped for me, I laughed for a solid minute and a half. And then I was like, guys, guess what we're going to do?
Don't worry, guys. I've got this.
Oh, that's great.
But don't worry. Get back in there. You'll be getting you'll be getting double team wipes in no time, Dan. That gun is dumb in Gambit. Completely.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well,
Did anybody touch Iron Banner this week?
Nope. Haven't played a single game.
Yep.
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah. I want, dude, those are powerful drops. I want chromatic fire.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My hunter still doesn't have any Forsaken exotics. So and my hunter's my weakest character that I know how to play. So that's been great. No, it really hasn't. I know a lot of people fucking live and die by their hunters, but I don't know. I can't fucking
do it, tread carefully.
I'm just saying, man, y'all have an interesting taste. Yeah, no, like I've pretty much just played Iron Banner instead of regular quick play this week, just trying to get those bounties done, but to no such luck because I haven't got anything new yet.
I have not played Iron. I think I did the second Iron Banner in D2, and I did one character of bounties last Iron Banner whenever they actually changed them all over to powerful engrams. But unlike in D1, where there was a reason to do Iron Banner because it was a supplemental power drop, you got rewards after every match. For me, before I was 600, doing Iron Banner didn't make sense because I wasn't getting anything I could use.
Yeah. And
then now that I am 600, I'm like, why do I want to look like a rusty samurai? So there hasn't been any appeal personally. I used to love Iron Banner. I would live for it. Like on Twitter, Iron Banner's in 4 days, and now I'm just like,
Yeah, the rewards definitely feel a little lackluster right now. If you're under 600, yeah, the bounties are good for getting a nice powerful drop, but without that powerful drop, post game, there's really nothing to keep you in the playlist after you've completed your bounties. And for the most part, the rewards just honestly haven't really been up to snuff. I'm not too big a fan of the armor. I got all of it for all 3 characters. It looks nice with some shaders and whatnot, but the weapons haven't really been great. They really haven't. Certainly nowhere near the level of the weapons in D1 that you could get from Iron Banner. Shoot, I remember Iron Banner was my favorite PvP thing back in D1. It was actually how I got to max level most of the time because I didn't have a dedicated raid group. So Iron Banner was my way. It was
catch up.
Yeah, it was my way.
It was a catch-up week.
My once a month catch-up week, right? And
we just have a moment of silence for Norwin's Mercy.
Oh.
Okay, I'm done. I loved that gun.
Feels bad. We've got Claws of the Wolf now, which is like a fast-firing archetype, but even then, it's like a less good Chattering Bone or Bygones. And
well, it sucks because I like you, damn it. I used to love going in with my clan. Like that was a huge bonding experience with our clan. We just get everybody in and run with it. And like, I feel like, so somebody brought up the game mode in chat here, and control. I feel like control is fine, but they need to have more variations on a theme. So maybe bring Clash, maybe bring Mayhem, maybe bring Rift into the playlist. And
Oh god, no, not Rift in Iron
This
Banner.
man
Yes!
said Rift.
In Iron
I want-
Banner.
I want Rift, and I want
Not
you to
an
be able
Iron
to throw
Banner.
that ball. I want you to be able to throw that ball down the. Oh, I want it so bad. But like, also, I like the 20-second lockout on
Yeah.
control points is steep. That, in my opinion, should be tuned down by half in order to make it somewhat viable.
Right.
Because 20 seconds, you could run with that, and it just, I don't know.
I think they went with that. I think their goal was probably to get more people to play the objective. Because if you're like me and you go into Crucible, I'm just running around trying to shotgun the next guy I see and not worried about the capture points, which is why I love just Clash.
Yeah.
So I feel like they were probably pushing for that to be a more objective base, but they went too far with it because now people just run around trying to get capture points instead of shooting people as well.
It's just tuned so weird. Yeah, it's just tuned so oddly, and like the bell curve is very nice, like from what like I've played recently, because everybody's already 600 or close, and you don't really have that power matters stipulation really. I think we played once against somebody that was like 530, and Dread was like, "Hey, there's a guy that's 530. Let's go pick on him." I think that's pretty much it, right? But I don't know. Yeah, it was weird.
There are some big problems with Iron Banner right now. I think one, it being an objective-based game mode, I think is a bit of a problem. I don't mind control. I do wish that they would pepper in like some Clash or something every now and again, because if you're solo queuing, if you're solo queuing in Iron Banner, that is an absolute nightmare and a half. Sometimes with the teams that you get, and that sucks. An objective-based game mode where with a game mode like that in Iron Banner, it doesn't always mesh too well. Every now and again, you'll get a group of randos that that know what points to push. When to push as a team, but most of the time, no, it's just going to be an objective mess. And I wouldn't mind it if Iron Banner, if they took a step back, maybe reevaluated the formula a little bit, gave us Clash the next time it came around, just to make it a bit more simple. But all I know is now, I haven't played a single game this week. Not a single game. I haven't even had the desire to step in there, and that bums me out because Iron Banner used to be my favorite.
That's me 100%. It's like, give me a reason to want to play Iron Banner. If I can deal with the super sweaty guys running around being super sweaty guys if there's something that I'm chasing for.
Right.
Yeah.
But chasing a bounty with a random powerful drop is not incentive enough for me to go into the Iron Banner and get my feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it were to go the way of Trials and we didn't see Saladin for a season in order for them to tune it, would you guys be hurt?
No.
I'm not playing it, so
Yeah.
I'm not missing anything.
Okay.
Hopefully they can do something with that and make Iron Banner a little bit more enticing for players in the future.
It seems like with the events that aren't really working out the way that they intended, they're taking them away and bringing them with the intent of bringing them back in some new fashion, such as faction rallies or trials.
Yeah, faction rallies.
Yeah, man.
A lot of that. Well, hopefully we'll see some revisions to that.
I desperately hope that faction rallies are not another just redundant mess like they were. It's like, well, chat, for the rest of the night, I'm going to be doing this public event in this lost sector.
Yep.
There it is. Whispering.
Join me, won't you?
Here I go. Well, all right. Is it time to move on to some chat questions?
Yeah, we only have a couple of them.
Right,
but first, I have a question. I have a question that came to mind while we were talking with Dammit. what do you use in that majestic beard of yours? Is it coconut oil? Do you have like a line of products that you like to use? What do you do?
It's mostly pepperoni grease and sweat.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Actually, no. I use to wash it. I use Johnson & Johnson's baby shampoo because there's no perfumes or anything that's going to dry it out.
Yeah.
And you know that a bottle of that is less than $2, whereas a little 30 milliliter bottle of beard shampoo is like a minimum of $10.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm kind of getting the same thing here. So I use that, and then I use just the standard beard oil that you get at Walmart for like $10. I'm kind of like, I'm the same guy with beard products as I am with craft beer. I walk into the store and I'm like, all right, look at all these, these 6-packs of beer that are $10. How do I choose? I could have this, but it might be crappy. And so I'm just the same way with the beard products. If it works, it doesn't have to be Uncle Joe's Balmtastic beard oil extravaganza.
Yeah.
Drops. Just whatever keeps it from doing this. Which it likes to do. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks well maintained.
Mm-hmm.
I use my extra money on things that my kids need instead of stuff that.
No,
Bravo!
darling,
thank you, sir.
My kid needs that battle pass on Fortnite. So
yeah, man.
Right.
I can either have a shiny beard and him be mad, or I can give him that battle pass and not be the worst dad ever to everybody in his school.
Yeah, food, shelter, battle pass.
That's
my
right.
daddy hates me.
Your basic needs.
It needs to look like John Wick.
He does.
That's it.
That was so 8 seasons ago.
Oh, sorry. I'm old. I don't play Fortnite.
I do not either. My experience in any battle royal is about a minute long. And 45 seconds of that. It's kind of like in my love life. 45 seconds of it is me getting prepared, and then the rest of it is like I land, I find a weapon, I turn around and announce to my teammates, "Hey, I have a gun," and I die.
There we go. Glorious 45 seconds. Yeah, I mean, I think the only battle royale game I've played any amount of is Blackout in Black Ops 4. I've just had a couple of games in that. I own Fortnite. I actually bought, got the survival mode. A friend of it bought it for me. Eggs on him. Nobody plays the survival mode to Fortnite. But I watch it and it's like, I can't do that. I'm way too old. I can't spam an apartment complex around myself the moment somebody shoots at me. That's way too much going on there for me.
All right. Let's see here. We have a couple of more. We have from Gnarly Jarly. Should trials have level differences?
You mean power enabled?
Yes. I think it should.
It did in D1, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if they brought it back with that then.
I personally feel like it should, considering it's supposed to be the pinnacle of in-game PvP. It should definitely matter, your power level.
I just missed the Egyptian theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when Brother Vance was cool.
My cat ears cloak.
Instead of a nerd.
I know. What did they do with him?
Oh, Syrian.
They fanboyed the shit out of him.
Oh, hey guys. So the person that I was obsessed with in D1, he's here. I got to shake his hand. He's here.
You have Osiris's ghost? Oh no.
Can I touch it?
Sagira said, no, we've actually got a restraining order against that dude. I need to be at least 57 meters away. That's Thunderlord distance. But yeah, I could agree with that, Trials is probably going to be considered, an in-game mode, so it'll probably be locked to what's the right word to put here? Current DLC purchases.
Yeah.
You'll probably have to own all the DLC in order to play Trials. And if that's the case, then yeah, I wouldn't mind it being power enabled. It's supposed to be a in-game pinnacle mode. Gotta be real strong up in there.
Yeah.
How would you guys feel about the matchmaking, though? Because matchmaking in Trials was always different from everything else in Destiny 1's PvP. It was, for the most part, like ranked. It started out basically without skill-based matchmaking. And then as you started to get wins, it tried to match you against other people who had similar wins. Would you like to see something like that come back, or do you think it's just going to be tied in to, like, glory?
I feel like it should be based... I feel like it should be the way that it was, where if you're on win 5, you're going to be up against someone who's at win 4, 5, or 6 themselves. So that way, you're not just walking all over everybody. As you progress towards flawless, you're running to people who are just as hungry to hit that as you are, and you have to fight for it instead of just running over John XXX123 and his 4 random.
Yeah.
God, the amount of not forgottens that we're gonna see in the future.
It's gonna be nasty.
Shout out to Joverated and Rhythm for helping get at least 18 of those out into the playing field.
Right.
Bravo, boys.
Fallout was doing that today too. He was helping people get their Lunas and Not Forgottens. Good stuff.
Heck yeah.
Go ride with the boys. They'll get it for you.
So guy named Josh asks, anyone have any ideas on the enemies for the next raid lair?
I'm kind of leaning towards Cabal or Fallen myself. Cabal just because it's about time for some Callous stuff to roll around.
Right.
And then Fallen just based on what we saw in the Cosmodrome, kind of alluding to. I don't know. The Fallen are my favorite race personally. Yeah. I think they've got the most interesting backstory as far as the struggle and the shit that they've seen. But then, like, story-wise, the Hive are by far the most in-depth. But I feel like
they've been fleshed out. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff still to be seen with the Fallen, because they're still pissed off. The Traveler left them and came and started floating over us. So,
they do not like the Traveler floating over us. Absolutely not.
They want it back.
Nope.
Give me back my ball. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Fallen. With even with the Thunderlord quest here, it's kind of hinting at the Fallen coming back into focus as a villain class there. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think we know that Black Armory is supposed to be heavily focused around the Earth. So that's the Red Legion lore-wise has all but been routed. So Fallen's kind of
and supposedly they ran the Hive completely off of the Earth too. So I wish we could run the Hive completely off the Earth. I can't really see why the Vex would be on Earth, so it's going to have to be Cabal or Fallen. Yeah, I could definitely see that. As long as it's not, as long as there's no more Hive on the Earth, I don't need my Earth planet smelling like smelly space shrimp. Give Hive. Watch. Now that I said that, the new raid layer is going to drop, and it's going to be 100% Hive. Ugh. Yeah. So,
and it'll be great.
Kev Rago 1989 in chat says like he wants a mix of all in one raid, Cabal in one room, Vex in another.
That'd be interesting.
What if it was just 2 factions? So say that it's Cabal and Fallen on Earth. You could have you could almost have huge battlefields with NPCs fighting against one another and you. I feel like that would be interesting.
It's almost like, when you have those PvE events of the enemy moving against each other, but all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love that.
One entire section. Holy shit.
That's what I figured the Leviathan was going to be like, honestly.
Yeah.
Really?
Because, this dude fucking eats planets.
Yep.
So, we saw Vex in there because he was consuming Nessus. And,
which I thought was really cool. I thought it was really cool that, the different raid layers had different enemies and all that.
Yeah. So
the one thing I wish had happened in Leviathan is a trash compactor scene.
Yes.
That would have been amazing.
Like, just imagine all the walls scrunching in on you and your team as you're trying to figure out a puzzle.
You just go straight Star Wars, huh?
Heck yeah, dude.
I dig it.
I think the cutscene should just be Benedict just like pushing dead Vex bodies over into a corner.
Oh my gosh.
And then it's like, shit, here come the Guardians again.
Just clean this place up. That'd be cool. That would be cool.
Let's see here. Nora D asks specifically of TBL, Retro Raid Thursdays?
All right. Specifically because
there you
asked.
go, Nora.
Okay. We'll go back, run Vault of Glass, maybe Wrath the Machine, all that kind of stuff. I can dig it.
Radaka asks, I think this will be the last one. So there are rumors about the Icebreaker coming back. What are your guys' thoughts on that weapon possibly making its way into the loot pool?
It would,
nostalgia-wise, yeah, it'd be good. I'm not sure if I would actually use it.
Yep.
Because I'm
it
sure
comes-
that the ammo regeneration will be like one bullet every half a day.
that, and I don't know. I don't think it would be in a power weapon. I think it would remain in a special slot, maybe, because
Yeah.
regenerating power ammo, and then you drop a break, maybe consistently.
It'd be like the old Wardcliffe cheese, you know?
Yeah.
You just swap to
Mhm.
something
Yeah.
else and boom, there you go.
In the current state, I think it would have to be a power weapon to get people to choose it over Whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
And they're both solar, so
yeah,
it'd have to
Whisper,
be special.
Whisper does what Icebreaker does, but except faster, you know, and with more damage, much more damage. The concept of Icebreaker coming back has popped up a couple of times. I absolutely think it could. It'd be very different in a different situation now to what it was in D1. Everybody remembers Icebreaker. Oh, that gun was broken. That gun was super busted. It was broken because the special ammo economy in D1 was garbage. That's mostly what made Icebreaker broken, especially towards year 3 with PvP.
Yeah.
That was how people were getting around the whole changes to the special ammo economy. We don't have that issue in D2. They fixed that with the way special ammo works in PvP right now, which would mean that the only utility for the Icebreaker would be unlimited special ammo. If you sit there and wait half a day, like Tim had said. So I could see it remaining as a special weapon. They would have to do something else with its ability to give it utility over Whisper. Because you'd look at, okay, Icebreaker, this one gives me my ammo back, you know, if I wait long enough. This one has unlimited ammo and massive damage as long as I'm hitting my precision shots. Why would I choose this over this? Or why would I choose Icebreaker over Thunderlord? Or over 1,000 Voices? So I definitely think it could come back, but they would probably have to change up its ability a little bit. Maybe keep the ammo regeneration, but add some other perk to it, like they did with Thunderlord, you know? Something the lightning.
Like maybe you can one-shot a super.
One-shot body... one-shot body shot a super, and we might be talking. I still miss... Destiny 1, like 1.0, was such a whimsically broken place. I still miss the little known, and I swear I've spoken about this like 6 times on this show, because nobody knows and nobody believes me, but if I had a time machine, I could take you back and show you. Way back in the day, if you were running Sunsinger Warlock and you popped Radiance, any solar weapons that you were using would cause a burn. Like nobody these days knows that. And Icebreaker, it actually turned Icebreaker into a one-shot body shot weapon, but only while you were in your super. I thought that was cool. I thought that was like just an awesome facet of Radiance, and then like they took it away from me in Dark Below.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if Icebreaker could come back and one-shot body shot a super, that's different. That's a little easier to use than Whisper in PvP.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything else to change with it, though.
I just want my pre-Dark Below nerf Fell Winners with shot package and rangefinder.
Could you imagine if they just... Bungie can be kind of cheeky sometimes. Could you imagine if they just went full cheek and gave us like an exotic shotgun that was the only shotgun in the game with shot package rangefinder? And it was like Fell Winner's Truth. Here you go, suckers. Go get it.
Sheesh.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at all.
Oh.
All right, I've got one question for our guest before we get on out of here. One question. So, we've talked a bit about Black Armory. We've talked about returning exotics. Is there any exotic from D1, weapon or armor, maybe even both, that you would really like to see come back to the game?
The Truth.
Yes! This man! He knows! Tell me why you like the Truth.
So good. I was so glad, when they brought tracking back to rocket launchers in D2, because unless you're just incredibly lucky you're gonna whiff a rocket 9 times out of 10 unless you're shooting at the ground and just hoping for splash damage. And then I got my God roll Bad Omens, the tracking and clustering. It's like, all right, it's all over. I'm gonna go play Crucible again, and the tracking is really hit or miss. I've been spent many a time in Gambit, and you have an envoy who's just chilling, not moving at all. You lock on, you shoot the rocket, and somehow it goes right past him. But the truth gave 0 fucks. It was just like, oh, you're over there? I see you. You could target somebody, shoot straight up in the air, and just sit back and eat some popcorn. It was beautiful.
I'll go around this planet.
That's right.
Yeah,
that wizard tries to dodge. It'll go
love
around
the
orbit.
truth.
Yeah,
I would love to see the truth, and if I can't have the truth, just give me Shatter back for my Voidwalker.
Yeah, right. I'd take that back for mix that with the Nova Warp build. Oof. Handheld Supernova just destroying everything in sight. But like, or even with the big Cataclysm Nova Bomb, getting Shatter with that would be nuts.
Yes.
But just talking about rockets there for a second. Rockets make me sad in this game. Do they make anybody else sad? Because, you're absolutely right. Tracking is like super hit or miss, and so many times you'll go firing at something, especially in PvP, and it'll just whoop, right past their dome. And
I mean, if you're using a rocket in PvP, that sounds like your first problem.
That is, it definitely is. It is, and it's one.
That was for the puberty thing, wasn't it? I felt that was kind of personal there.
Oh, there we go.
God, man, it's almost like you're bringing up sins of the past.
And we all know, rockets were super good in PvP and D1 because of one particular perk.
Grenades and horseshoes.
A perk that Bungie devs are absolutely 100% verifiably terrified of. That will never see the light of day again, except maybe as an exotic perk. If they brought back Truth, because Truth had grenades and horseshoes on it. If they brought back Truth, I could see that being the one exotic that has that perk on it, which would make it more than viable in PvP, especially if you get the tripod, the triple rockets in the tube. That'd be great too.
I feel like you're flirting with me right now.
Oh. You come in with the beautiful beard. What do you expect me to do?
I'm just gonna put my phone number in this message here.
Right, just
do with that whatever you want to.
All
right, guys.
Slide into the DMs like a truth rocket.
Get ready. We're about to dox.
It's for a good cause. It's for a wonderful cause. Yeah, I agree though. I wouldn't be mad about truth. Anybody else want to answer that question?
Oh man.
Got any other exotics you'd like to see? By the way, I saw chat saying if Fellwinners came back as like an exotic, that'd be a great incentive to run Iron Banner.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Iron Banner exotic?
Give me an Iron Banner exotic. That'd be beautiful. Beautiful. Nim?
Gnarly Jarly says exotic legs that would give hunters blink. That would be interesting.
That'd be cool. They lost that ability.
Yeah. But I also see like super good advice and bad juju are some that I'm seeing in chat.
Now that we've got Thunderlord and heavy machine guns coming back, we're probably going to get... Oh, you know what?
What?
I just thought about this. So, as part of the TWAB, they added a new Bungie reward for people who complete the Thunderlord quest. You can get that t-shirt now. But
the rockin' ass shirt!
Yeah, but did you guys go and redeem your code?
No.
So
yes.
I don't know if they changed it now, but if you went on the day they announced it on Thursday and went to go redeem your code, you know how they give you it has a little graphic on it showing you what you get and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The exotic LMG that they had in the picture there wasn't Thunderlord.
Was it super good advice?
It wasn't super good advice either. The picture that they're using saying, congratulations, you've redeemed the Thunderlord code. It was obviously supposed to be Thunderlord in that picture. It was not Thunderlord. Was
it maybe one of the ornaments? Because both the ornaments make the gun look different.
It was not an ornament either. It was very clearly the gun model for like the chaotic neutral, which was an LMG back in D1.
Ooh.
Okay.
Not sure what that means.
That probably just means with like the LMGs coming back in December.
It certainly could have just been a placeholder thing, but I just
Yeah.
thought it was really interesting that for whatever reason, like I said, I don't know if it's still doing that, but
It was in the Bungie rewards.
yeah, it was part of the Bungie rewards thing, and it was just supposed to be a stock picture of Thunderlord with the exotic colors and all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't a Thunderlord.
Oh yeah, it does not look like a Thunderlord.
That was a little weird. It was a chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Huh.
Bungie. I wonder what that means. Who knows?
I honestly don't remember that one.
It was, I think, the Crucible. Like, it was one of the slow-firing Crucible heavy machine guns, I do believe. So,
Interesting.
all I'm saying is give me back my BTRD. I'll take that as an exotic. Any day. It doesn't even need a special exotic ability. Just give me back specifically my BTRD roll from D1 with, like, a working Field Scout. I'm done.
I would love to have Plan C back as well.
Yeah, Plan C. It's kind of weird that exotic fusion disappeared, but its ability is in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Backup plan is just something you can get on fusions and linears now. That's weird. 'Cause that was like one of the perennial shotgun stoppers back in D1.
Mm-hmm.
Full Plan C. Well, all right. I think that's a good enough stopping point for this episode. What do you guys say?
Yes.
Cheers.
I mean, I made it this far, and you guys didn't like you kick me out of the call, so I feel like that's a success alone.
No, we're only contemplating kicking Nim out of the call. Not you. You're good. You're good.
I was gonna say
okay.
Nim's usually the only person who kicks people out of the call, but you might have been saved because of his lack of voice.
He can't actually fight back to this week. It's easy week for you to come in and steamroll him.
Easy prey for you bastards this week.
That's what happens when you roll into Gambit with a Queen Breaker, buddy. Everything's easy prey, unless you're Dan.
Yeah. I didn't know that Nim's younger brother was here. This is nice.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
God damn it.
This
I hope you have fun editing this shit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get some bass boost up there on Nim's audio. There we go.
Mhm.
That'll do it.
Yep.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for episode 178 of the Planet Destiny podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in for this one. It's been another fun week. Huge thanks to our special guest, Dammit2hell. Thanks for joining us this week, man.
Thank you so much for having me. I've had a blast. It's been great.
No, it was fantastic having you here, man. It was you're welcome back anytime.
Cool. I'll be here next Sunday.
Awesome. You can take Nim's seat. That's fine. I'm sure he's going to be mad and not going to want to work with us anymore after this. This is also going to be the end of Nim's career. Rest in peace. We love you, buddy. We're messing with you. Before we get out of here, we're gonna point you in the direction of our guest, give him a chance to tell you where you can find him across the internet, any big stuff he's got coming up. This is the shill part of the show. Dammit2hell. Where you at on the internet, brother?
You can find me at twitch.tv/dammit2hell. DAMMIT2HELL. Every Sunday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We play a lot of Destiny. We just basically play anything. It's fun. We like to hang out, super chill, talk about pizza and butts. I'm also on Twitter, twitter.com/dammit2hell, but with a 3 in the hell instead of an E, because back in 2008, somebody made that account, never tweeted, never followed anybody. Nobody ever followed them. I own the domain, and Twitter's like, I don't see a problem with it.
Ugh,
So,
I feel your pain.
Yeah,
and
and
sadly, I found out a few weeks ago that I have been tagged in so many things that people thought that was me, and now I'm just like an asshole because I don't reply to anything. I tweeted you 37 times and you didn't even like it. Yeah, good times.
And there's some poor dude on Twitter right now just getting tons of butts and pizza. He doesn't know why.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
such is life.
He's changed his life to revolve around those things.
Obviously, people want me to be all about butts and pizza, so
It's like I've been growing this beard for 3 years.
I accept it. Well, thanks once again, Dammit, for joining us on this week's episode. Great
You're
having
welcome,
you here.
Dammit.
I'll never not laugh. That's great. It's a fantastic name. Thank you, Dammit. Well, all right. We're going to go ahead and let you guys know where you can find us across the internet as well, starting with Mr. Danfinity. What you got going on, brother?
Oh, hi guys. My name's Danfinity. I'm a streamer on Twitch, and I also have a presence on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Danfinity, almost every day, and here on Planet Destiny either Thursdays or Fridays. It just depends on my work schedule. On Twitter, Danfinity, but the I's are L's, because I have the similar problem to Dammit. Also, I wish I was hearing prepubescent Nim laugh at that joke. You can find me on Instagram at DanFinitTwitch. No side quest Sunday this week. Go back and listen to the other episodes. They're all winners. And I don't know. Just go support your local Twitch streamer who's helping people get not forgotten. That's my call to action.
There you go. Nim, you okay
like
over there,
it.
buddy?
I'm good. Every time I speak, Nem plays everywhere.
Everywhere. Twitch,
Everywhere.
Twitter, YouTube.
Is that how your voice got the way it is?
God, I can't wait for this episode to be over.
This will be the lost episode. It just we tried to upload it, but it was terribly corrupted. I don't know why.
They're like, oh, I don't know what happened to my audio, guys. Delete. Oh, it got lost to the ether. Sorry.
Don't worry. I'll just re-record everything Nim said.
Oh, hey guys, this is me, clearly Nem.
Get well soon, buddy. Get well
Yeah.
soon.
I
Love you,
hope.
buddy.
We're great friends, if you can't tell. We're fantastic people. Hi, my name is The Black Link. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all at The Black Link. This week's going to be an interesting one. We've got the Bungie Bounty starting up. Not the Bungie Bounty, but the raid along starting on Monday, so we're probably going to be streaming into that and then covering anything we learned from there. I picked up a game for Switch. It's a little game, a little known series known as Pokemon. Might be live streaming my gameplay of that and giving an inordinate amount of power to chat to control my actions and name my team. We'll see. We'll
Oh
see.
no! You're going to get a lot of fart butts.
Oh, this is going to be great. I'm ready for it. But, all the usual stuff. I'll also be on the Planet Destiny YouTube channel, youtube.com/Planet Destiny. You can find us there for all your usual stuff. But all right.
Pokemon's that game with Ryan Reynolds in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I've
wears
heard
the
about
deer
that.
hunter. He wears the deer hunter hat and he talks a lot. Yeah.
I thought he was a cat. He's not
That's,
a cat.
that's right.
He's not a cat. I'm fairly certain that he is a rodent.
Okay, gotcha.
Tiny electric rat. It's going to be a fun week. But all right, Guardians, that is it for episode 178 of the Planet Destiny podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Obviously, you lost part of your voice there, Nim. Would you like to explain how exactly that happened?
I was at the front. There's a lot of yelling going on. And in my defense, the guitar player always played his solos right in front of us, so we kind of had to do it.
Right, so you were competing with the guitar player, huh?
A little bit.
Nim
And you
has
lost.
some amazing videos. He has some amazing videos on his YouTube that he sent to me. And it's just, he's square in front of the guitar player. It's amazing.
It's so good, dude.
Primetime seating, huh?
I got lucky with the seating.
Really?
Sort of. Oh, sorry. This is what I was gonna tell you, Dan. So
Yeah.
I got there at 11 o'clock in the morning.
What?
Yeah, I got there. At
What time was this show?
It started at 8:30. Yeah. So
All right.
there was already people there, but here.
Here.
Where was it?
Where was the show, Nim?
Anyways,
Continue.
so I get there, and one of the people that was in line, he was like, "Hey, make sure you go present your ticket up at the front so you can get your wristband." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I go do it. He gave me the wristband, and it has a number on it, and it's numbered 89. That means already 89 people had showed up and picked up their wristband, but we didn't think much of it. We're like, all right, well, it's weird that it has a number, but whatever. And around 4 o'clock, we start hearing news that actually the number, they're gonna line people up according to the number that you have.
Oh.
And the chick that was in front of me, so we started looking at each other's like wristbands, because we were talking, we made pals there, so we wanted to see where we were. And the chick in front of me was like, here, hold on, I'll be right back. Like 10 minutes later, she comes back, she hands me another wristband. She's like, I had an extra GA ticket that like nobody wanted, so here's the wristband. And it had the number 44 on it.
Oh,
so
God.
I like took off the fucking number 89 that they and I slapped that 44 on my wrist, dude. And yeah, like I managed to get up 40 people in line. And as soon as like they let us into the venue, there was already like a crowd of people like in the center rail, because there was VIP tickets and they got in with early access to the venue. But I managed, like, I don't know why, there was just a bare naked spot like right where like the guitarist was at, so that's where you can't run in the thing. There's fucking security there that's like, no running, and that's like, I'm 28.
I'll run where I want.
My shoelaces, okay. So
you sure you're 28? That sounded more like a 12-year-old. You want to drop that line one more time? Maybe add a little bit of bass to it this time. I'm 28, Dad. I'll run to the front of the line if I want to.
I can. I'm not adding any more bass to it. So yeah, I managed to get like right up there, and dude, it was a fucking crazy night, man. But holy shit, it's like 12 hours just out there.
So basically what happened was they told him he couldn't run, so he just screamed instead, and then ended up losing it. I'm a grown-ass man, don't tell me I can't run.
And that's how we got baby no voice Nim here on this week's episode of the Planet Destiny podcast. By the way,